نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي وربنا زدنا علما اللهم فقهنا في الدين. Okay, mashallah, welcome back. Today we will start Surah Humaza. Last time we finished Surah Asr, and so before we jump right into Surah Humaza, let me ask one thing. If anybody remembers this last ayah that we did in Surah Asr, وَتَوَاسَوْا بِالْحَقِّ وَتَوَاسَوْ بِالصَّبْرِ. Does anybody remember that? Riz, you remember that?
Yeah, it says to enjoin others to the truth and enjoin others to the patience.
Yes. Yes, Zara?
I'm just going to say what he was saying.
Okay. So what it means is to encourage people. You know, I know that's the translation that we did, but this basically means to encourage people to do good. And when we encourage people to do good and they are not able to, or they have any difficulty in doing that, then we also encourage people to do sabr, which is being patient. So just hold this thing in your mind. When we start the translation of Surah Humaza, I'm going to come back to this. Okay. Okay. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Surah Humaza, this name, which is going to come right here, and we will do the translation of this as well. Okay, let's start with the first word, while. So the translation, what we are going to write is woe. It can also mean like doomed, totally destroyed, destructed. It's like saying somebody that you will be destroyed or you'll be doomed with a lot of emotions, you know, with a lot of hatred. So this word really means that they are not going to survive. They're really, really gone, destroyed, doomed. Okay. Wailun, woe. Likulli. Likulli means to every. Humaza. So first, I'm just going to write down the translation that we have, and then we're going to discuss that. Humaza means, in most books, we find this translation as slanderer. Lumaza. Lumaza means backbiter. Okay. Now, let's do the complete translation. Very simple. Woe to every slanderer, backbiter. Okay. So Allah is saying the backbiters and slanderers, they are doomed. They will be destroyed. Okay. So just before I was telling you to hold this thing in your mind, the way we finished Surah Asr. We talked in Surah Asr that tell people, help out them in doing good, encourage people in doing good. Now, sometimes, you know, Islam teaches us balance. We really have to be taking the mean path, not getting extreme in any case. So what happens is sometimes when people are encouraging others to do good, and they are themselves doing really good, but others are not listening, they go beyond their means. And instead of, you know, being polite and being nice, they go beyond and they start using harsh words. Why does these things happen? Why do people slander or why do people backbite? There is one main cause of these things is when somebody thinks that I am better than this person, right? So you slander somebody, you talk bad about somebody, whether on that person's face or behind their back. When you think you're better, I am better than that person, that's there in the back of your mind. And sometimes this happens with people who are really, really doing good. And that's exactly why this needs to be told that, hey, yes, do encourage people to do good, but don't go beyond. Be nice, be caring, be sincere to people. If we are thinking, oh, we are praying namaz, we are so good, and we start thinking that person, oh, that he does not even pray, you know. I told him so many times, he never prays. When we get to that level, then honestly, whatever prayers we are doing or whatever good deeds we are doing, they all go down the drain. Then there is absolutely no use, right? So important thing is that we continue to encourage people, encourage our friends to do good stuff, our friends, our brothers, our relatives, our cousins. We try as much as possible that when they do good stuff, we will also be rewarded. But if we come to that level, when we start thinking that, you know, I do this good stuff, but they don't do it, we have this pride in our heart, then everything becomes useless. Okay, so another thing here is, let's now go back to these two words, humaza and lumaza. So like there are different things that people say about them. One of them is that, I mean, that's what I see mostly in books, is that humaza is slandering, which is done usually on the face. When somebody ridicule other person, or somebody really makes other one, or you can say bully other person, that is done in front of that person. Whereas lumaza is something that's done behind the back. And we all know how bad it is, how much Allah dislikes somebody who slanders or backbites. Okay, slander can be something which may or may not be true. Backbiting also. But the point is, if somebody is backbiting, if somebody is saying bad about other person, even if it's true, that's not an excuse. We can do this, right? So it is very, very important that we talk good about people, even if it is behind their backs. And when we are talking to people, we are respectful. We don't bully. We don't look down upon people. Okay. One thing that I said that one of the reasons why people do this is that when they think that they are better. Is there any other reason that you can think of that somebody would talk bad about other person or, you know, bully other person? Yes, Zara?
Because they feel bad about themselves.
That's also one thing that, okay, they have some kind of inferiority complex, you know, and being Muslims, that's also something when you really have faith in Allah, you don't do this. Why? Because you know that whatever you have, whether good or bad, is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So like, for example, if somebody thinks that the other person is smart, you know, my friend is very smart. Every time she gets more marks than I do. And now I don't like it. I feel jealous about it. So what I start doing is I start making fun of that friend of mine. Sometimes I make fun of the way she dresses up. I make fun of her, I don't know, glasses. So I do this because I feel jealous. But if we have faith, if we know that whatever we have got is from Allah, we are not going to feel jealous. We are going to feel happy about the friend because we know that whatever we are going to get, whether right now or in future, is from Allah. It's already there. It's already written. We can't change it. If she is better than me, then Allah made her better than me. So that is another way that we don't feel jealous if we have faith. Any other reason that anybody think of when people do this? Rohan, yes?
When they're trying to like lower someone else's reputation.
That's right. Yeah, and I think that also takes us back to the same point where we are jealous or we don't like that person because of, all these other diseases of heart. Okay. Another thing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions right here is somebody who has a lot, who has influence and who has money. That person does not care whether he's ridiculing somebody, whether he's making fun of somebody, whether on their face or behind their back. They don't care. So when Allah gives people influence and money and wealth, they sometimes become arrogant. And that happens a lot. Even if you think about it, even we had this news some time ago, even here in our school district, where a boy bullied another boy, and it turned out that the boy who did that was son of some very, very influential person, some very wealthy person, and he was just too proud, right? So these things happen a lot because of money. Okay, so let's go to our next ayah, which actually mentions that thing. Allazi. Allazi means, anybody remembers? The one who. Jama. Anyone knows the meaning of jama? We use this word in Urdu a lot.
Gather.
Gathers or collects. Good job. Jama means to gather or to collect. Allazi, the one who, jama'a, collects, malahu. Mal. What is mal?
Treasure.
Wealth.
Kind of, yeah.
So sometimes we think the word mal is for money, but actually it is for overall wealth. It could be money, it could be. So basically the word wealth really fits well, that it could be your land, your other things that you possess, any valuables that you have, everything is your mal. Wa. And addadahu means counts it. This word who means it. Addadahu counts it. What is that it?
Money or wealth.
Money or wealth, that's right. Okay, so let's do the complete translation. The one who collects wealth or gathers wealth and counts it. Okay, what is, imagine this, somebody. What comes to your mind? What kind of a personality comes to your mind when you think about it? Yes, Zara?
Kind of like snobby and arrogant.
Think about it. Somebody who's all the time thinking about what? How can I make money? And how can I earn money? And how can I make more money from the money that I already have? That's all. Yeah. Stingy. Right, Rohan? Good. Yes, Umar?
I was going to say stingy and greedy.
Greedy, yes. Very nice. Yes. Somebody who's greedy and somebody whose entire life revolves around what? Earning.
Wealth and money.
Career, my money, my business. his entire day, my business, my meetings. He does not have time to look around, to look at other people, what they're going through. And what kind of a person he is, that kind of a person then gets arrogant. Yeah, that's a person who, yes, the person who cares a lot about money and he does not like to spend it on others. They spend on themselves a lot. They buy expensive stuff for themselves to show off, but they don't spend on others. They don't spend on poor. They don't care about others. Yes, Zara?
I feel like they would be greedy, arrogant, and like selfish.
Selfish.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So yeah, so that's, think about it, that the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala just put it there, a screen just came in front of your eyes, right? And you can simply imagine what kind of a person that is. So that person slanders, backbites, and his entire life is about money, revolves around money. Is earning money a bad thing? Yes or no?
Not really. No.
No.
Depending on how you look at it.
And depending on how you earn it, right? You have to earn through halal means. That's important. But nobody stopped us. Allah did not stop us from earning money. But that is a different kind of a person whose life just revolves around money and wealth. That's all he thinks about himself. That's all he thinks about his kids, for his kids. He wants them to have good future. And what does a good future for his kids has? Wealth, and that's it. Property, wealth. I want to leave this for my kids. It doesn't include tarbiyah. It doesn't include how to make them good people so they can make a difference in the society. No, all he cares about is to give a comfortable life to himself and his family. And that kind of a person then becomes extremely arrogant. So much so that he looks down upon other people. And he does not really shy away from slandering or backbiting. And another thing is that person is not even afraid of doing that because he thinks that nobody's going to say anything to me. You know, it's just a sad reality that we are so overimpressed by people who are rich. They just think that nobody's going to say anything. They have a license to say just anything to anyone. It's okay. And honestly, it just reminds me of, some very big CEOs of companies. They can just say anything to their employees, whatever they want. They'll just say that and nobody would dare to say anything. No matter how it's not bad to earn more money if you're rich. But what we need to remember is whatever it is, it came from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah gave it to me and Allah can take away any moment Allah wants. When you have this thing in mind, then you will not have arrogance. Then you will be able to sit right next to the person who's your employee or who's really, 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 below financially than you, and you will not act arrogantly. So earning money is not bad. That's one thing. What's bad is thinking yourself as a better person than other just because you have more money. Got it? So I think that's the lesson that I will stop at. Inshallah, we will start the next ayah. Inshallah, tomorrow. Yeah, we will try to do next few ayahs tomorrow, inshallah. Jazakallah khair for joining, and I'm glad to see you all again, inshallah. Let's continue our class. Jazakallah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Assalamualaikum.
Yes.
Marcus.
Allah.